Story, Danger War Zone. Chapter 1. War is occurring. The troops on the battlefield are fighting fiercely, and the sound of guns are constant. Harry, hurry up, hide here. Jamie and his comrade Harry are looking for cover to avoid the pursuers behind. Their squad went deep behind the enemy. Most of them were killed. Jamie and Harry were the only ones left alive. Suddenly, a tank drove outside their hiding place. The cannon was turned towards them, and as soon as Harry saw it, he immediately shouted and hurriedly ran out. Then the gunfire continued, and the machine fired. Harry was shot multiple times and fell to the ground. Jamie was shocked, he was scared and confused. He watched as Harry fell to the ground. Jamie then yelled, "Harry!" He sighed, "Damn it! I'm doomed." Then a voice came from the direction of the tank. "Those who are hiding behind the wall, come out and surrender, or you shall die as well." Jamie had to bite the bullet and climb out, raising both his hands, surrendering. At this moment the tank's cannon turned towards him. "Only you." Jamie replied nervously, "I was the only one left." "Very well, then let my cannon send you to accompany your companions." Just as the tank was about to fire, the sound of a helicopter came from the sky behind. Suddenly, with a thud, a missile hit the tank. With a bang, the tank was submerged in a huge explosion. When the helicopter got close, a shadow quickly appeared and fell. And the soldiers around the tank were killed by the pistol of the shadow. Amazing marksmanship. Jamie was stunned by the sight in front of him. After the shadow killed all the soldiers, it quickly landed in front of Jamie. It's actually a girl. And a beautiful woman, but her cold expression revealed a sense of icy distance. Just as Jamie was about to speak, there was a sharp pain in the top of his head. A familiar voice came to his ears. "It's okay to doze off in class, but still talking in your sleep is very distracting." Jamie is a sophomore in high school who was just dreaming. The math teacher woke him up. Mathematics is the subject he hates the most, so he often dozes off in class. When the class was over, Jamie's best friend Harry ran over. Harry asked, "Why did you just sleep in class and shout my name?" "The teacher said you dreamed calling me. Isn't there a super friendship between the two of us?" Lena, a classmate next to Harry, mentioned, "Yeah, you shouted so loudly, the teacher said that everyone was dying of laughter." Jamie was dumbfounded, and quickly explained, "I dreamed of the online game we played, Battlefront Line. We are surrounded by enemies. That mysterious girl I met last night came out to save me. But Harry, you were unfortunately killed, that's why I called your name." Harry froze for a moment. "Mysterious girl? You mean the mysterious master we were fighting last night? We were brutally killed by that girl last night. Did you dream that yesterday's enemy came to save you today?" Lena asked in surprise, "Who is that girl? She can kill the two of you terribly. Call me next time you connect, and I will play too, and see how good the other party is." Harry said, "The other party is a team, codenamed Blitz Blizzard. The girl's nickname is Flake. She is their main attacker, and they are very powerful. We need to find some experts to challenge them next time, otherwise we will definitely suffer a big loss." After class in the evening, Jamie went back to his house. Jamie's parents divorced when he was a child. Him and his younger brother followed his father. Although it was a single-parent family, his father is the boss of a big company, and the family's economic conditions are very good. His father also asked a nanny to help take care of them. As soon as Jamie entered the house, his nanny, Aunt Jong, told him his father arranged a new tutor today to give him class in the evening. Let's see if he can accept a new tutor. When Jamie heard that Dad had arranged a tutor again, he was in a bad mood. "What? Looking for a tutor again? I'm so annoyed." During dinner, Aunt Jong said, "Your father will be back later today, and at 8 o'clock the teacher will come to teach you first. See if you like this new teacher. She is a top student in the computer department of a famous school, and her study is very good. She is very good at teaching. Your father managed to get her free time. You have to work hard. You will be admitted to university next year. Don't let your father down. After dinner, Jamie was in the living room watching TV and waiting for the teacher. The tutor then arrived. Aunt Jong welcomed her in. Jamie turned off the TV impatiently and glanced at the teacher. What? How? She looks so much like the girl I met in the game. Jamie looked surprised. Jamie, this is your tutor Yumi. You have to study hard. Surprised, Jamie obediently led the tutor into his room. Yumi took out the book and was about to start teaching, but found Jamie's eyes fixed on her. Yumi showed dissatisfaction and asked Jamie, "Is there something on my face? Why do you keep staring at me?" Jamie was startled when he saw Yumi's stern look. No, I just think you look like someone I met. Ms. Yumi, you have played an online game called Frontline. Yumi froze for a moment and asked, Frontline? You also play this game? Did you see me? Jamie's eyes lit up and he said excitedly, "Is that master player Flake really you? We were beaten badly by your team yesterday." Yumi glanced at Jamie and said, "Don't tell others, don't recognize me in the game, understand?" Jamie asked curiously, "Why can't we recognize each other?" Yumi said sternly, "If you recognize me in the game, you will get into big trouble. Just listen to me. I'll have time to tell you the reason another day, okay? Open the book. I'm here to teach you about homework, not to talk to you about games." Jamie reluctantly began to study. Late at night, Jamie was about to go to bed. Suddenly, his phone received a text message from his good friend Harry. Team Blitz Blizzard is online. Several teams on Alpha League are leading the army to attack Pinewood City. Do you want to go online? Jamie glanced at his VR headset. This advanced device is worn on the head and can directly connect to the nerves of the brain. It is completely controlled by brain waves. When the brain is connected to the helmet, the user will be in a virtual control hall. Then choose to enter the different worlds you want to go to, including various game worlds or casual film and television environments. In reality, you can be lying quietly on a bed. In the virtual world, as long as you choose to leave or the device is powered off, the brain wave control can return to the real environment, the eyes can be opened, and the body will be controlled by the brain again. The connection of this device is also divided into intensity, from light, moderate, and severe. The nerve sensation of various pain is light, and it is also the most commonly used level in many war-fighting games. The settings of moderate or even severe neural connections are mostly used in some worlds that emphasize contact perception. Among them, the tasting of food is the most popular, because people can enjoy the delicious food without worrying about eating too much and getting fat. In addition, there are needs like washing saunas, adult content or sports activities, etc. Heavy neural connections are also required to achieve true feelings. Of course, exercising in the virtual world cannot really decrease calories and lose weight. But body reactions such as sweating still occur. On the battlefield, Jamie and Harry are ambushing in a building. The enemy Alpha League forces are surrounding Pinewood City where Jamie and his allies are entrenched. The army led by the Blitz Blizzard team will pass through this area. Jamie and the others are going to avenge their revenge tonight for being beaten so badly yesterday. Jamie called out, "Lena, is everything okay over there?" Lena, who was hiding at the roof with a sniper rifle, replied, "Everything is normal. The other party's main force seems to be passing by another way. There is no army here." Jamie reminded Lena while looking out the balcony, they are veterans. In order to prevent being outflanked, they will never let go of this path and be vigilant. Jamie looked at the building on the other side from the balcony and said, "Harry, you go meet Johnson at the building to the east and watch what's going on over there. I'm worried that Johnson can't handle it." Suddenly Harry's voice came through the headset. "Jamie, Johnson, and I were both killed. Now we're at the respawn point." "What? Jamie was taken aback and turned around to see that Harry's body was lying on the ground with a pistol pointed at him. Flake with a gun, who shot him many times the night before, is his tutor Yumi. Yumi's face changed slightly and looked at Jamie. The whole world seemed to stand still. The first chapter is over. To be continued.
Story, Danger Game Zone, Chapter 2. In the battlefront line world, the War of Pinewood City started. The invaders were from the south, the Alpha Alliance formed by the seven-power allied forces of the Hamilton continent. In a small town on the outskirts of Pinewood City, Lena was getting ready to ambush on the roof. Suddenly someone touched her thigh. Lena turned her head in fright. A man pointed a pistol at her and was smoking a cigarette. This person is one of the masters in Team Blitz Blizzard, codenamed Thunder. Thunder looked at Lena with a smile. "Little girl, you're not hiding well enough. Pay attention next time." After Thunder finished speaking, Lena was shot dead. While he walked, he murmured, "It's a pity that Frontline prohibits adult content." Going back to Jamie. Yumi pointed a pistol at Jamie, stunned for a moment. "Jamie, why are you?" Yumi hesitated to shoot, her hands trembling. Shooting her own student? Suddenly, a gray-white cat appeared out of nowhere, meowing at Yumi. Yumi's face changed slightly, and she thought to herself, "Why is a cat here?" While Yumi was looking at the cat, Jamie hit down Yumi's pistol. He rushed forward and pushed Yumi to the ground. All of a sudden, both of them are stunned. Yumi said, "Jamie, your hand." "What?" Jamie found his hand pressing on Yumi's chest. Jamie hurriedly retracted his hand and shouted, "I'm sorry, ah." While saying sorry to Yumi, he was slapped by her immediately. Jamie quickly said, "I didn't mean to, and I didn't really touch you. It's a virtual world." Yumi frowned and said angrily, "Yes, it is a virtual world, so I didn't really hit you either." At this moment, a voice came from Yumi's earphone. "Flake, is everything going well on your side? Are there any tough opponents? Do you need my support?" Yumi insinuated Jamie not to make a sound. Yumi replied, "Brother Storm, I've settled all the enemies, and I'm going back. So don't worry." After talking in the earphone, Yumi looked at Jamie and said, "You should go back to bed. It's late. You have to go to school tomorrow. And don't let people find out that I let you go. By the way, don't call me by my name in the game, call me Flake." Yumi turned around and left. She disappeared quickly. Jamie stared at Yumi in a daze and heard the cat's voice. Jamie squatted down towards the cat and said, "Well done, little guy. Thank you for diverting Yumi's attention and saving my life." The cat seemed to understand his words and ran to his side. Jamie played with the cat for a while and then opened the system control screen. And he saw all his teammates were dead and offline. Jamie wondered in his heart, Team Blitz Blizzard is too strong. How could they find out where we were hiding so quickly? I need to ask Yumi. Just as he was about to leave Frontline World, there was a sudden sound behind him. He turned around and saw a man standing with a pistol pointed at him. This person is Thunder, who just killed Lena not too long ago. He looked at Jamie and said, "I was curious about the professional speed of Flake. How could she act slower than me, and there really is a problem. She spared you. Tell me, what's your relationship with Flake? Do you know her in the real world? Jamie thought of Yumi reminding him not to recognize her in the game. It seems this is the reason. Jamie replied, our relationship is none of your business. Thunder showed displeasure. Hey, if you tell me, I will let you go offline safely. And I won't hurt Flake. We are on the same side. I just want to know her real information. Of course, if you don't cooperate, I will mark you on our hunting list. In the future, as long as your team is online, our alliance will hunt you down immediately. So your future will be miserable. Jamie seemed to have thought of something and said, I'm her boyfriend in the real world. That's all I can say. When Thunder heard what Jamie said, he looked pissed off and he doubted it. Thunder said with an ugly face, I don't believe Flake will like you. You don't deserve her. Jamie was a little angry. Everyone plays this game with their real faces. You see, Flake is beautiful, and you are thinking of pursuing her in real life. Thunder got angry. I won't waste time with you. Let me help Flake kill you. He raised the pistol as he spoke, and suddenly the cat stood in front of Jamie and kept meowing at Thunder. Thunder's pistol aimed at the cat. How can there be a cat? This is your game pet? I'll kill it first. Jamie rushed forward, shouting, don't hurt it. But it's too late. The cat was shot, and an amazing scene happened. The cat's body exploded in an instant, causing a big explosion. The next day at school, several classmates of Jamie's team got together to talk about what happened yesterday. Jamie, that pervert touched my thigh yesterday. I want to file a complaint with the system manager. Report him for sexual harassment and permanently ban his account. Lena said with anger. Harry said, Lena, it is difficult to be judged as sexual harassment for touching your thigh. Thunder will say that he was holding your thigh to prevent you from resisting. Your appeal is useless. Unless he touches sensitive places such as your chest. If touching your chest, his account will definitely be banned forever. When Jamie heard that touching someone's chest will get him banned, he started to sweat. Tutor Yumi won't report him, will she? Jamie said, Lena, I've killed Thunder yesterday, and he will be completely withdrawn from this Pinewood City battle, so I avenged you. Lena nodded. Jamie, why were you so powerful yesterday? Flake didn't kill you, and you beat Thunder. Harry also said next to him, according to the system information, you're still alive. And you successfully beat the advanced player. The computer judges that you used an escape bomb. How can you have such a high-level weapon? Jamie scratched his head and replied, I don't know either. A cat came out and exploded. Jamie went on to tell the story, skipping the part where Yumi spared him. After talking about what happened last night, Harry mysteriously took out his phone and said, after class last night, I went shopping and saw a person. Look at this photo. Who is this beautiful girl? In the photo, a man and a woman are walking on the street. The girl is holding the man's hand while talking and laughing. It is obvious that they are a couple. Lena said, isn't this Flake? The man next to her looks a little old. Are they a couple? Harry said, could the man be her sugar daddy? That man looks rich. Of course Flake is pretty, and definitely many rich men would like to be her sugar dad. Hey, why did you stay silent, Jamie? Jamie's eyes were dull, looking at the photos on Harry's phone. He was not only surprised that Yumi had a boyfriend, but he could recognize the man's appearance at a glance. That is his father. His fader didn't go home for dinner last night. Because his father and Yumi were dating. And the tutor his father arranged for him is actually the girlfriend of his dad. To be continued. Story, Danger Game Zone, Chapter 3. In the morning it was a sunny day, but it suddenly started to rain heavily in the evening. The sky was thundering. Jamie's mood is as bad as the weather right now. In the heavy rain, Jamie didn't want to hold an umbrella and just got in the rain. Originally, today was a happy day. He wanted to show off yesterday's victory to his classmates. And he wanted to secretly tell his teammates that his tutor is Flake, the professional player in front line. He didn't expect Harry's photo to screw it all up. Yumi is like a goddess in Jamie's heart, which makes him admire her. But she is his father's girlfriend now. Does that mean she will be his stepmother in the future? This is totally unacceptable to him. How did Dad find someone so young? Jamie was very depressed, like a soulless person walking down the street in the rain. He even didn't want to go home, but as he slowly walked home, someone appeared in front of him. It's Yumi. Yumi looks at Jamie in the rain. Jamie was stunned. Yumi, why are you here? Yumi frowned and said, I'm waiting for you. Why are you in the rain? Didn't you bring an umbrella? Jamie asked curiously, it's not until 8 o'clock. Why are you coming to me now? Yumi came over, covered the two with an umbrella and said, I have something to talk about. By the way, you will catch a cold like this. Jamie thought, something to talk about? Could it be her relationship with my father? Jamie asked, Yumi, it's raining so hard, why aren't you waiting for me at home? Yumi said, help me hold the umbrella, I've told Aunt Zhang that you will come to my house for studying tonight, and I will drive you home later. Studying at your house? Jamie said surprised. Yumi smiled and said, what's the matter? Afraid to come to my house? Jamie replied, of course not. Yumi, what are you trying to tell me? I'll tell you when we're home. Jamie is happy that he can go to Yumi's house for tutoring. On the other hand, he is afraid that what Yumi wants to talk about is that she is dating his father. But if Yumi wants to let him know about this, the best way is to ask his father to tell him. It shouldn't be possible to take him home alone to talk about this thing. Jamie followed Yumi with doubts in his heart. Yumi lives in an apartment near her school. Entering the room, Yumi closes the door. Jamie looked around and said, a girl's room is always clean. Then he sniffed, and it smells good. Yumi smiled and replied, Jamie, are you okay? You are wet now, you will catch a cold, take off your coat. Jamie said, can I use your bathroom? I want to take a hot bath. I was going to do that when I got home, but I didn't expect you to bring me here. Jamie continued, also, do you have any man's clothes I can borrow? For example, your boyfriend's clothes? Jamie thought to himself whether Yumi would take out his father's clothes, he would definitely recognize it. Yumi froze for a moment. What? Take a shower? Why would I have men's clothes here? Boyfriend? After a while, Jamie finished taking a shower, wearing Yumi's bathrobe. Oh my god. What a small bathrobe with nothing in it. Jamie looked nervous and embarrassed. Seeing Jamie's appearance, Yumi blushed and laughed a little. My bathrobe is so small for you, hee hee. Yumi continued, I ordered a pizza, and it will be delivered later. Now I want to talk to you about what you did in Frontline last night. What you did yesterday made me miserable. When Jamie heard that Yumi was not talking about her relationship with her father, he lost interest immediately. He took out his mobile phone and opened the photos Harry took secretly. Then he showed it to Yumi. Yumi, can you tell me what your relationship is with the man in this photo before we talk about Frontline? This is the photo Harry passed on to me. He said you and him were like a couple on the street last night. Jamie can't wait to find out about Yumi's relationship with his father. As soon as Yumi saw the photo, she was shocked. How do you guys have these photos, and you take pictures of me secretly? Yumi's face changed from panic to anger. When Jamie saw this reaction, he was afraid of being scolded, and asked directly, Yumi, that man is my father, are you dating my father? You want to be my stepmother? Yumi was stopped by Jamie's question. She said coldly, dating your father? You fool. Jamie, you misunderstood. Your dad just doesn't want you to know about our relationship. Yumi began to explain her relationship with Jamie's father. It turned out that Jamie's father adopted Yumi 8 years ago. Jamie's father and Yumi's mother are old friends who have known each other for many years. Her mother was seriously ill and her father was dead. Her mother finally asked Jamie's father to take care of Yumi. Then he adopted her so that she would not become an orphan. Jamie's father has since become the most important support in Yumi's heart. But Jamie's father has his own difficulties. He divorced Jamie's mother 10 years ago. The only condition for Jamie's mother to agree to let the two children follow the father is that the father cannot make any actions that affect the inheritance of the two children. It includes adopting children. Jamie's father didn't want to make the adoption of Yumi public, which caused his ex-wife to intervene. Jamie and his brother are underage, so she will take the children away. Therefore, this matter has been concealed. Yumi is very grateful to Jamie's father for taking care of her like her own father these years, and has always known that she has 2 younger brothers. Last night, because Jamie's father went to Yumi for dinner, the two hadn't seen each other for a long time. Yumi's intimacy with Jamie's father naturally looked like a couple to others, but it was actually the relationship between father and daughter. When Jamie heard this, he finally understood everything, and said happily, "So that's how it is. It's so good. If I had known this earlier, I would not have been in the rain." "What? You looked so lost in the rain just because you thought I was dating your father and wanted to be your stepmother? You idiot," Yumi said with a smile. Then Yumi started talking about her business. Jamie killed Thunder yesterday. This caused the Alpha Alliance to lose a general at the Battle of Pinewood City. In the setting of Battle Frontline, the player with a high level can lead a large number of troops, tanks, and air firepower. Therefore, advanced players play a very important role in each battle. Thunder is the commander of an armored division in Alpha Alliance. His accidental death meant that in this battle, Alpha Alliance lost 1 armored division and about 300 tanks withdrew from the battle. This reduced the strength of the attack on Pinewood City by a third. The result is most likely the failure of Alpha Alliance to capture Pinewood City. This will delay the capture of the city to the next season. It made the commander of Alpha Alliance angry, while the Coda Kingdom on the other side was morally boosted. Therefore, Jamie received a congratulatory letter and an invitation from King Coda, inviting him to the capital to receive praise and promotion. He will become the general of the Kingdom of Coda, and can lead thousands of soldiers and dozens of armored vehicles to fight against Alpha Alliance. In addition, Jamie obtained the National Special Hero qualification, and can participate in tonight's event for the Princess of the Kingdom to choose her husband. Although the princess is only an NPC, non-playable character, in the game, she is an independent individual with advanced artificial intelligence. Because of her self-growth ability, she can create superpowers in the world of Battle Frontline. She is a godlike existence. Therefore, the rare AI NPCs in the game are the goals and treasures that many people want to obtain. Princess AI is also the last ace of the Coda Kingdom against Southern Alpha Alliance. The AI NPC must select the master player to activate the superpower. Tonight the Kingdom of Coda will use this ace to save the nation's destiny. As a core member of the Alpha Alliance, Yumi is responsible for Thunder's death yesterday. Therefore, this time, she plans to follow Jamie into the capital of Coda Kingdom to meet the legendary Princess AI, so that the allies can prepare for the strongest opponent of Coda Kingdom in advance. Yumi, you made me a spy and betrayed my kingdom. It's just a game, why are you so serious? Jamie said. Yumi shook her head. For ordinary players, this may just be a virtual war game, but in fact there are huge economic benefits behind it. There are many virtual metal mines in the territory, and these different metal ores can be exchanged for circulation. Virtual currency, Sunny Coin. There are huge corporate companies and even gangs behind many big countries in Battle Frontline. For example, Southern Alpha Alliance in Hamilton includes the investment of a certain banking group, so that it can have a strong military force and mining ability. I also have income in the Southern Alpha Alliance. When I get the payment for this mission, I will share with you. After explaining this, Yumi looked at Jamie and said, I let you go yesterday, you didn't listen to me and went offline. You killed Thunder and caused me big trouble. So you have to compensate me tonight and take me to Koda's capital city to see that AI princess. Jamie agreed to take Yumi into the capital. And Yumi disguised herself as a guarded computer NPC attendant and followed Jamie. Jamie said, "It's amazing that you can disguise yourself as an NPC of the Capitol Guard." Yumi whispered from behind, "You forgot my expertise? It's not difficult." Yumi studied computer science and has quite strong hacking skills. In the palace, the king is asking the princess to choose her husband. There are 3 candidates, and Jamie stands among them. The king looked at the princess standing beside him and said, "Kathy, how is it? Which of our 3 heroes is our savior? Your husband?" At this moment, a cat suddenly appeared at the feet of the princess. And Jamie recognized the cat at a glance. This cat. How is it still alive? Jamie thought of the cat that blew Thunder to death. Princess Kathy squatted down, patted the kitten's head and said, "Little Gray, tell me, among the 3 men in front, who is suitable to be my husband?" The princess' behavior made everyone dumbfounded. The king frowned. "Kathy, are you serious? How can you let Little Gray decide for you? Don't forget, the destiny of you and our kingdom will be in this person's hands." Princess Kathy said, "Father, of course it is serious. Little Gray will find a hero who can truly save our kingdom. I will also dedicate myself to him." Kathy then said to Little Gray, "Little Gray, go and choose the savior of our kingdom." Jamie was shocked. "Will the cat choose me? I just came to see the princess. I don't want to be the savior of the kingdom." As if Little Gray heard Jamie's call, it ran in front of Jamie and looked up at him. "No!" Jamie yelled. Another candidate next to him looked at Jamie and said with jealousy, "You lucky guy." The princess also quickly walked up to Jamie. She seemed to see Jamie's reluctance, and said with some grief, "You are Jamie, the hero who defeated the Alpha Alliance invaders and saved the people of Pinewood City, you. Will you accompany me to save our country from the invaders?" She stretched out her hand to shake Jamie's hand. Jamie saw the spirit of the princess in front of her who loved the country. Although this war was just a game for Jamie, for the artificial intelligence princess, it was her entire world. Jamie replied, "Okay." Jamie also stretched out his hand and held the princess's hand. At that moment, luminous fragments scattered around Jamie. The 2 instantly appeared in another area. The princess took off her mask. She looked at Jamie and said, "Finally you're here, the player who can take me out of the capital to fight the invaders." Story, Danger Game Zone, Chapter 4. Jamie feels like he is dreaming that the beautiful Princess Kathy has chosen him as her husband. Although it is a game and fake, Princess Kathy in front of him is not a real person, he's happy with it. However, Jamie's heart was complicated. He didn't want to be the savior of the kingdom, but seeing the expectation in Kathy's eyes, he didn't seem to be able to refuse. But Princess Kathy's happy expression slowly turned cold, and her eyes looked behind Jamie. Kathy said, "Jamie, you came to the palace and brought your friend with you?" Jamie was shocked. Could it be? As soon as he turned his head, he saw Flake standing behind him watching them. Jamie said in surprise, "Flake, why are you here?" Flake said coldly, "You have to ask your fiancée, Princess Kathy, who brought us both here." Kathy said, "Jamie, do you know who she is?" "She is Flake in Alpha Alliance, one of our most feared enemies. She has one of the 2 super weapons of the Alpha Alliance in the south. The super weapons are specially used to deal with me. When she came to the capital today, she should have been ordered to kill me. The super weapon Kathy mentioned is the strongest weapon in the battle front line, and it is also a balanced setting to prevent AI NPC from becoming an invincible existence. AI NPC can grow themselves, and super weapons will also grow with the master player's level. When the user activates the super weapon, the clothing on the body will also be transformed into a special combat uniform, which greatly improves the user's combat ability. Jamie quickly explained, "No. Princess, you misunderstood. She is with me and we just wanted to see you, the legendary Princess Kathy." Kathy looked at Flake and said, "Honey, let Flake say. As one of the strongest attackers in Alpha Alliance, she just wants to come and see me. She's just using you to get close to me. If she can get close to me and kill me today, no one can stop them. Our kingdom will perish. The war will be over, such a big temptation, such smart Flake. This is a very simple question." Jamie turned to look at Flake. "No, it's not. There is a big misunderstanding." He froze in the middle of the talk, and noticed that Flake was slightly angry. Then, she suddenly smiled. "As expected of the clever Princess Kathy, you see through my goal at once. In fact, my original plan really just wanted to see you, the last ace of the Coda Kingdom, but I didn't expect Jamie to be chosen by you. My leader, Storm, said that if I can get rid of you, it will be a great achievement and I will be rewarded greatly." Flake said lightly. Jamie went pale. "Flake, are you taking advantage of me?" Jamie couldn't believe Yumi would do this to him. Kathy jumped into the air with light all around, and her entire body changed clothes, wearing yellow clothes, with white feather wings behind her back, holding a long sword in her hand. She said in the air, "Flake, let me see your super weapon." Flake took out the pistol and said, "It is not necessary to use my super weapons. My bullets already can deal with you. Come on, let me see how fast your bullets are." Flake said, "Here you are." Flake started to shoot. 5 gunshots. The shooting speed made people wonder if Flake was holding a pistol or a submachine gun. Princess Kathy dodged 4 bullets in a flash, and the 5th was blocked by her sword, bursting with sparks and a thud. "My turn." After Kathy finished speaking, she appeared to Flake's right in an instant, and was about to stab Flake with her sword. So fast. Flake's eyes turned to the right, the gun pointed directly to Kathy, and shot 3 more shots immediately. Kathy flashed past at an astonishing speed, bypassed behind Flake, and appeared to the left of Flake, a sword stabbed towards Flake. However, Kathy suddenly turned pale in shock. Flake stepped back to avoid Kathy's attack, and grabbed Kathy's hand holding the sword. Then she kicked Kathy immediately. Kathy's abdomen was kicked and she screamed. She fell to the ground. Flake said, "Although you are fast, you don't have enough practical experience, and you can't even fight in close combat." Jamie rushed forward and said, "Flake, stop fighting. You don't want to kill her, right?" Kathy was a little angry. "Flake, you're great. It actually makes me a little mad because no one has ever kicked me like this. Be careful. I'm going to use my full power against you." Kathy flew up, flashing yellow lightning all over. With a finger, a lightning bolt instantly hit Flake. Flake screamed. Her body was full of electricity, and her body floated in the air and couldn't move. Kathy's hand formed an energy sphere in her hand and shot directly at Flake, who couldn't move. Jamie shouted, "No! Don't hurt her." He rushed towards Flake, then he pushed Falk to the ground. Flake said, "Jamie, you pushed me down again." But Flake didn't mean to blame him at all this time. She knew Jamie was protecting her. Jamie said, "I'm sorry. Are you alright?" Kathy didn't want to hurt Jamie. The energy ball stopped behind Jamie just in time. Jamie turned his head and said, "Kathy, stop. She's not here to kill you." Jamie was about to get up when Flake's body emitted a dazzling light. In an instant, Flake changed her outfit and activated her super weapon, Frost Blade, while Jamie was blocking Kathy's sight. You want to see my super weapon? Then you can take it. Flake's right hand pointed to Kathy, and Kathy's face was pale. An ice drill pierced through Kathy and she wailed and screamed loudly. Danger Game Zone, Chapter 5. Flake's super weapon Frost Blade pierced Kathy. Kathy screamed and fell straight back, and the white energy air spilled out from Kathy's body. Immediately, Kathy fell directly to the ground. Princess. Flake, are you really going to kill her? Jamie watched in astonishment at the dramatic change in front of him. Jamie didn't want to blame Flake, just sighed at Flake and rushed directly to Kathy's side. Flake watched Jamie leave, feeling a little complicated. Jamie held Kathy, who was dying on the ground, and pressed her hand against her wound. Are you alright, Princess? Jamie asked anxiously. Kathy trembled, looking at Jamie weakly and said, Look, your friend is here to kill me, but Jamie, I'm happy because you still care about me, and I didn't choose the wrong one. After Kathy finished speaking, she passed out. The wound in the abdomen exuded white energy. Kathy. Jamie looked at Kathy in front of him, not knowing what to do. Suddenly, the little gray cat next to him approached, and the cat's body emitted a strong light and turned into a girl. Don't be in a daze, Jamie. Save Kathy, the girl said anxiously. Jamie froze and asked, Who are you? How can I help? The girl said, My name is Linda, and I'm her maid. You've been chosen by Kathy to be her husband. If you kiss her, the energy in your body can heal her injuries. Jamie said in surprise, What? Kiss her? Kiss the princess? He glanced at Flake. Flake said coldly, Why looking at me? Go save her. Seeing this, Jamie blushed and kissed Kathy. He found that the yellow light energy radiated from his lips, and slowly flowed into Kathy's body. A ring of magical text appeared around it. Kathy radiated white light. When the dazzling white light disappeared, Jamie found that Kathy in front of him had changed. The hair has changed, the color of the clothes has changed, and they become red. Linda took Kathy's hand and said happily, Princess. You made it. Master Jamie saved you. And his energy helped you to break through your original limits. You are now platinum. Kathy opened her eyes slowly and said, I'm healed. My body has changed. Platinum. Jamie. Thank you for saving me. Flake said unhappily, Jamie, I'll go offline and not accompany you. Don't play too late, we still have things to do. After Flake finished speaking, she logged out and left. Jamie turned his head and watched Flake leave, thinking in his heart, Is Flake angry about saving the princess? Jamie's thoughts were all on Flake. Princess Kathy next to him was a little unhappy. Jamie. Kathy called out. Jamie turned around and said, Princess. Are you alright? Then I have to leave too. I'll see you another day. Kathy said sadly, Jamie, wait a minute, there's a wedding to be held, and important people from all over the world have been invited to attend. You won't leave me alone for the wedding, right? Okay, well, I'll leave after the wedding, Jamie agreed. Since the time in the virtual world of Battle Frontline is different from the time in the real world outside, a day inside is approximately equivalent to an hour in the real world, so Jamie thought about leaving an hour later, so Flake should not wait too long. The wedding went well, and everyone at the wedding was talking to each other. Kathy talked to Jamie, Jamie, I know you're in a hurry to leave, but can you just stay and wait for me for a while? Linda reminded Princess Kathy, Princess, Duke Eddie of the Talo Empire is here. Kathy said, I know he's here, so I'm going to talk to him now. Linda, take a moment to tell Jamie about the situation of me and Duke Eddie. After Kathy finished speaking, she walked to Duke Eddie. Linda explained to Jamie, Duke Eddie is the general of the Talo Empire in the north. Kathy was on a mission to the Taro Empire, asking them to help us resist the Southern Alpha Alliance. Eddie asked that as long as Princess Kathy married him, he would be able to send troops to help us defeat the Southern Alpha Alliance. The princess agreed to his request and got engaged there. She became Duke Eddie's fiancée. Jamie was stunned. Kathy is Duke Eddie's fiancée? Linda said, but the princess repented, because the princess found out that Duke Eddie was a mad sadist. He had a pair of golden gloves, which were super weapons against sorcerers and mages, and every night he uses his gloves to torture his concubines. Now next to him is Princess One, who just married him, his new toy. Princess One is a magical princess like Princess Kathy, and has powerful abilities. In order to prevent her country from being annexed by the Talo Empire, she chose to marry Duke Eddie and make Duke Eddie her master. Since then, she has also become Duke Eddie's war tool and a toy for fun. As Linda explained to Jamie, Kathy had walked up to Duke Eddie and greeted him. Eddie said angrily, Kathy, you actually broke our engagement contract and married another person? Did you forget how you came to the Talo Empire to kneel in front of me and beg for me? You forgot that we were engaged? You are my fiancé. Kathy said, Eddie, I know you're angry, but our engagement was really just a deal. I married you, and you sent troops to protect our kingdom, so now I can't marry you, and you don't need to send troops to protect us. You have nothing to lose. Of course I broke the trust in you. I am sorry. We will pay you 1 million sunny coins to your Talo Empire as compensation. Eddie smiled coldly, okay. As my ex-fiancé, it's time for me to hug you, the beautiful bride. Eddie opened his hands and walked towards Kathy. Kathy was slightly angry, but she knew that if she resisted, or she offended Duke Eddie and caused the Taro Empire to start a war because of her repentance, then the Koda Kingdom would surely perish. Kathy had no choice but to hold back and let Eddie hug her tightly. You smell so good, Eddie said frivolously, hugging Kathy. Kathy clenched her fists tightly. Jamie in the distance can't stand it anymore. Eddie is too much. Although Kathy is only an NPC, not his real wife, but she is still his own bride. How could his bride be hugged like this? Just as he was about to walk over to stop Eddie, Linda stopped him. Jamie, the princess is most worried about you. She ordered me not to interfere in her affairs with Eddie, because Duke Eddie is a terrible enemy. You're going to make the issue worse. You have to trust the princess. She can handle everything. Eddie had a smile on his face at this time, and his left hand behind Kathy grabbed Kathy's bottom tightly. Kathy's face changed drastically, and before she could react, Eddie kissed her forcefully. Jamie was very angry when he saw it, and rushed up desperately. Kathy was about to slap Eddie in the face with her right hand, but her right hand was caught by the fast-approaching Princess One. Princess One said lightly, "No one can hurt my master." Suddenly, Jamie jumped up behind Kathy. He said angrily and punched Eddie. Eddie was punched and fell to the ground. Jamie comes to Kathy. "Kathy, are you alright?" Kathy looked at Jamie fondly and said, "I'm fine. You shouldn't hit him like that, but I like it." Jamie said seriously, "I don't allow you to be bullied by this bad guy for your country." Kathy replied, "Okay, I'm on your side." At this moment, Eddie, who fell to the ground, said angrily, "Jamie, it's really you. You dare to hit me. Not only will I kill you today to take back Princess Kathy, but I will beat you when I go to school tomorrow." What? Eddie knew me? Jamie was suddenly sweating with fright. Eddie is the president of their school's student council. Eddie is his senior. He doesn't usually see Eddie very often, so he didn't recognize Eddie at first sight. And Jamie was the groom, so Eddie naturally found out his identity quickly. Kathy said, "Honey, don't be afraid. I'm here." At this moment, Eddie said to Princess One, "Now is a good opportunity. Open the barrier and isolate the others and the guards." Princess One raised her hand, and the spherical space instantly circled Jamie and Kathy, as well as Eddie and Princess One. Eddie stood up and said angrily, "Jamie, how dare you rob my bride? I will kill you today and take back my Princess Kathy." After he finished speaking, his whole body glowed, he changed into a military uniform, and he wore the super weapon, golden gloves, on his hands. After transforming, Eddie said to Princess One next to him, "You entangle Kathy, and I will kill Jamie. As long as I kill him and start the transformation immediately, I can become Kathy's new master." Kathy stood in front of Jamie, glowing all over, and changed into the clothes she had previously fought with Flake, but it was already red. "Duke Eddie, come and try if your golden gloves can beat me, if you have the guts," Kathy said coldly. "Jamie, you bastard, only dare to hide behind the girl? Would it be safer to hide under Kathy's skirt?" Eddie didn't want to hurt Kathy, so he deliberately provoked Jamie. Eddie turned his head and scolded Princess One again. "What are you waiting for? Quickly teleport us to your space before the king sends mages to destroy our enchantment." Princess One looked at Princess Kathy with a frightened face. "Master, Kathy she has become a platinum level sorcerer. Your golden gloves and my black magic can only deal with gold level. With her current strength, even if we join forces today, we will not be able to defeat her. Her abilities are far beyond ours." Kathy said, "Jamie, I can defeat Duke Eddie and make Princess One your bride. Do you want it?" Eddie said in horror, "Kathy, you dare?" Kathy hugged Jamie and asked, "Honey, do you want Princess One? I'll listen to you." At this time, there were hot flames around Kathy and Jamie, but Jamie had no effect at all. Jamie touched Kathy's hair and said, "It's enough for me to have you." Then Jamie turned to look at Eddie and said, "I'll let you go, but you can't trouble me at school. Get out now." Eddie nodded in agreement. The barrier opened, and Eddie hurried away with Princess One. Kathy looked at Jamie and said, "Thank you, Jamie. I'm so happy with the successful outcome with Eddie today. I know you're in a hurry to leave. Before you go, I want to tell you something. Actually, Flake didn't use you to kill me, but when you rescued me and kissed me, I found that she was jealous. I can read the state of her heart. She should like you." "Really?" Jamie froze. Kathy smiled and said, "Go find her, be nice to her, and don't blame her for hurting me." Then she gave Jamie a kiss. Jamie went offline and left the world of Battlefront line. When opening his eyes, he was lying on Flake's bed and using the VR device. He tried to sit up, but found something pressing against his thigh. He looked carefully. "What?" "It's Flake." She fell asleep and lay on his lower body position.